On the page, when I wrote this, I promised that I would teach you about a few principles, a few specific subjects. So what I want to do is write some of those up here to make sure that I get to those, okay? Because it's very easy to go off on a tangent and we're going to end up out in the field, you know, by the road where we came in. So I want to make sure that we get that. So on this, and then I'll do the introduction for you, okay? So we're going to cover today, well actually here, we'll just do this. Okay, so first of all, everybody who's here, I want to welcome you to planet Earth, okay? So the title is so named because we're on Earth, plain and simple. And the thing is, we never got the education when we came here on how to navigate ourselves through Earth. We got a lot of education on mathematics, on sciences, on, you know, all the stuff that doesn't really matter, okay? I'm just going to be really blunt with you guys here. I'm not going to gussy it up. I'm not going to sort of beat around the bush. I'm just going to say it how it is. And I think that each of you will be able to appreciate that. Is that okay? Okay. Amazing. So everybody, I'm Sam Love, and I've spent, well, let me just tell you first of all how this course came to be. I spent a lot of time struggling. Okay, can anybody relate to that? If you've struggled in your life, put your hand up. Okay? Now what I did with that struggle is I paid attention to that struggle, and I paid attention to how I got out of that struggle. Does that make sense? Okay, now how many times in our life have we struggled and struggled and struggled and struggled, and we keep doing the same thing, the same thing, and the same thing, trying to get out of the struggle, trying to get something new, but yet we keep doing the same thing. Now the reason why we keep doing this, I believe, and one of my mottos is a statement that I've lived by since I was about 9 years old, is that any problem can be solved with proper education. Any problem can be solved with proper education. There is no limits to that statement. Okay, so today what we're going to do is we're going to cover a few things. A few basic things that, while I was putting together the summary for this course, came in as I felt would be meaningful and valuable to each of you, that you could take away something from this event and take away something from this hour and a half that we're going to spend together and go out into the world and apply it in your life in a way that's not only going to benefit you, but is going to benefit the other people in your life, your family, your friends. And if you decide to take it to a larger scale than that, if you decide to take it out to your extended community, out to the world, okay, the size is going to depend on how big you can dream. Okay, so I want to give you a few things to begin that journey if you so choose, if that's what you want to do. Okay, so we can keep on track. One of the things I promised you guys is how to use a burning desire to achieve anything you want. Okay? Number two, that's number one. Number two is how to become masterful at any subject, skill, trade, whatever you want, in minimal time. And in that there's a three-step process which I like to call competence, confidence, and mastery. Okay? No, that's number three. So we're going to go over habit and go over the hidden power of habit and how habit, I believe habit is the key to everything. Absolutely everything. When I meet somebody who's very successful at whatever it is that they do, I ask them, what is that one thing that you do each and every day? Think about that. We're going to go through 4, the complexity threshold. There we go. And if you would like, we'll do a little exercise. When we get into the Q&A, when we get near the end, I'd like to do something with you guys, something that somebody did for me that helped me to discover my purpose, why I'm here, why I do what I do, why I'm standing up here with each of you. Okay? Is this okay? Okay. So this first, we've got 50 minutes remaining. I'm going to give you some information. What I want you to do, if you have any questions that come up, just hold them in your mind. Okay? We're all connected. We all share one mind. Okay? So hopefully I'll hear those and I'll answer them for you. Okay? If not, we can save them till the end. All right? Okay. And of course, I want to know what you guys think as well. So that's what we're going to get to at the end. So, if I was to sum up this course, actually, before we get into that, I'm just going to give you a little bit of background on myself. The reason why I'm doing this is because I discovered something that is vitally important. And if you can think of something that's more important than this, I doubt you can. The reason why I'm doing this is because I discovered my purpose. Okay? Does anybody know what my purpose is? Does anybody have any idea? Just shout it out.
To help people.
Okay. Anything else?
To guide people.
To guide people?
Communicate.
To communicate?
Seek knowledge.
Seek knowledge. Yes. All of those are included. Absolutely 100%. I learn voraciously. If I spend a day not learning, I go retarded within a matter of 2 days. Okay? It's this curse that I have. And part of that I believe is, and as I was talking to Robert, I believe part of that is related to health. It has been a curse in my life, and it also has been the greatest gift in my life as well. So the reason why I do this, everybody, is because somebody asked me a question when I was in and around the age of 9 years old. They said, "Why did you come to this planet?" And I thought it was, at the time, I didn't really think about if it was a weird question or not. I heard something in my mind, and I just spit it out. And what came out was to teach. To teach. And it echoed in the back of my mind for the many years to come. And I didn't know what this meant. I didn't know what this meant. To teach? To teach what? What am I supposed to teach? What do I know? What do I have? I just found that when I was a young kid, I was always trying to teach people things. If I learned something, I was always trying to teach to the point where it actually bothered people, right? Trying to share that knowledge. And so, of course, I kept learning, and I kept learning, and I kept learning, and I realized that the only way that I can actually teach somebody is if they're willing to learn. And that's why none of you were dragged into this seminar. None of you were forced to come in here. You all chose to come in. Okay, you came into this beautiful space that we have here, right? This is a beautiful space to learn something. So I take it I have your permission to teach you something. Okay? What I ask from you is that being in this room with all of us here today, what I ask is that you take what we learn here today, take it out into the world, apply it, use it to better yourself, and if the chance arises, if you meet somebody who is open to learning, to teach them as well. Okay? Because I believe we are all teachers. That's the reason why I came here, and I believe it's something that we're all here to do as well, is to give back. Okay? So, that's a little bit about me. I told you I struggled a lot in my life. Life was not easy. Moved out of my house when I was 16 years old. Moved out from my parents' place actually when I was 16 years old because it wasn't a good environment. It wasn't a positive environment, and that plays into this positivity. How you doing, Lee? Yeah. So from that point, I mentioned I struggled a lot. I moved from house to house. I actually calculated it up that I've moved 24 times in the last, 24 times in the last 12, 15 years, give or take. So I moved roughly every 6 months. Always seeking new experience and seeking new experience. Hey guys. Okay, thanks. And I went on the festival journey, just like you guys are on right now. And I went and I hung out. You know, I talked about these concepts, these ideas, these great things that I wanted to bring to the world. And I thought, well, how do I actually do that? How do I get the rubber to hit the road? How do I make it more than an idea, more than a campfire conversation? How do I get the rubber to hit the road and actually take this out into the world rather than to live the same life that I've been living? And so I started to study and learn from people who knew more than me, and I came across some of these things that I'm going to teach you here today. So if I was to sum up this entire workshop, what I would call it is how to learn. Okay? Who thinks they know how to learn? Kind of, sort of. Learning how to, so we're going to learn how to learn. We went to school, and what did we learn? What did we learn in school?
Regurgitated facts.
Right, information. We didn't learn how to learn that information or how to build a book that had that information, how to teach that information. We learned other people's information. So, there's a couple other things that we're going to put into this. Okay, the burning desire. We're going to start off with this here. Okay, the burning desire, this is at the foremost. This is your center point.